Under what conditions do you think the vision of a global peace summit becomes a reality?
Well, I think that it is already becoming a reality, but of course, to make it a sort of comprehensive peace global summit, we need to invite and to attract as many countries as possible. And I think that we already have enough countries which have agreed to join this peace summit.
So what reaction Ukraine actually expects from the world, and what kind of a support, if rather said?
Well, first of all, our primary goal is, of course, to implement the peace formula by the President Zelensky. And it became known that this peace formula, which consists of 10 points, gives an opportunity for each country to sort of pick and choose. If, for example, one of the country is eager to join only 1 or 2 points of this peace formula, it's perfectly okay. For example, energy security or global food security. And we expect to implement this peace formula and to start the process of reform of the global security system and the United Nations organization also.
Obviously, some of Ukraine partners support all of Zelensky's peace formula. I've heard that, we know that. In some paragraphs, and for some countries, it can be called a great success if they support to join one paragraph. Which paragraph of the formula might you think inside discussions the most in attempts to somehow rewrite, to change the Ukrainian vision of a just peace?
Well, each point of this formula deserves attention and implementation, but the formula is structured in such a way which starts with the issues in which are supposed to be interested most countries or all the countries in the world. For instance, the first point of this formula is nuclear security. And I'm sure that there cannot be any disagreements regarding nuclear security. And maybe one of the most difficult points of this formula for some countries, especially global south, might be the issue of accountability, bringing to justice all the perpetrators and war criminals. It might create some, I would say, political issues, but for some countries. But at the same time, in principle, I believe that each country should also be interested in implementation this point also.
Well, Mr. Mererezhko, I'm absolutely with you. But another question is, why do you think some countries, I know exactly what countries you're talking about, but why these countries having that issue of accountability? I mean, this is the crime and the punishment, isn't it? Russia is killing people every day in Ukraine. And what? Just to let it go? To forget it?
Well, exactly. You see that I'm also professor of international law, and all my life I devoted to international law. And I know that we cannot talk about effective international legal system unless we have accountability. Because when we deny accountability, it leads to undermining the whole system of international law. That's why it's crucially important to persuade all the countries in the world to bring to justice the perpetrators, those war criminals who committed horrible crimes against humanity, war crimes and crime of aggression, because it is in the interests of each country to support in this way international law. Because now we have Ukraine as a victim of the aggression. Tomorrow it might be any other country in the world. That's why we should be united in implementing accountability.